Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Coach Martin Show. I'm your host, Coach Martin, and today we're going to be talking about counting the cost. So before we jump in, I want to share a story with you that I'll probably remember for the rest of my life. But a couple of months ago, I was asked to do a consult for this company. So it was a company that is based out of Canada, and they were creating software, and they wanted to compete with a company in the U.S. called Huddle. Now, if you don't know what Huddle is a video platform company that dominates high school football. So they dominate the space. Pretty much every high school football player knows what Huddle is, right? The school pays for it. It houses their videos, and they use that link to be able to get in front of college coaches. Now, Huddle is trying to dominate in kind of jump into all the other sports and dominate like they do football. I haven't done that yet. But this particular company is trying to compete with them, right? So they asked, hey, we want to share with you who we are, what we do, and we want to give you a bird's eye view, kind of a look in of our software and give us our opinion, right? So anyways, I'm on the Zoom call with, I think there's four of them. There's, the owner, the CEO, the CFO, and their sales manager, and then another gentleman, and we're kind of going through it all. And I would tell you, I'm not going to mention the name of the company, but their software was amazing. Right, it was amazing software. It was awesome, and as I'm going through this actually demo of the software, man, to me it was Huddle was here, it was here, so it was well above what Huddle has to offer, and it was great. Right now, the problem is there were so many bells and whistles. Now, when we got into pricing, it was just way too expensive for the market that they were going after. So now they're going and they're talking about all the bells and whistles, and I'm thinking to myself, man, they're going to have a hard time selling this. So when we finally got done, they wanted my opinion on it all, and I told them it's going to be very difficult, my opinion, for you to scale. How much ground have you been able to take so far? And they haven't been able to do a whole lot. And I said, well, I think the reason is because your product's too expensive. You have no doubt you have great software. It's amazing, but it costs so much that a lot of people aren't going to pay for that. And they said, well, man, that's kind of the challenge that we're having. Yeah, that's a challenge you're going to have moving forward because you've literally priced it out of your market, right? And I think that even though that's a sad story that's happened, and they're going to have to figure out a way to make that work. The reason I'm telling you that is because I think as potential business owners, right, that's a valuable lesson that we need to learn, right? So sometimes, and I'm going to kind of go through three important steps that I want us to remember, but it's good sometimes if we can learn from other people's failures that will help us not go through those same failures, right? So in this particular case is one, you need to remember the mission. So what's the mission? So in their point, the mission was to provide good software, or even better software to be able to help people, right? And I think they forgot that, and they tried to make it the best of the best of the best. Well, here's the deal. There's always going to be somebody better. Somebody's always going to create a better mousetrap. So if you're only focused on only being the best and you don't release it until it becomes the best, one, it may not even ever go live. And then if it does go live, now instead of being able to be in a giant ocean of potential consumers, now maybe you're in a tiny lake because these are the only amount of people that can afford your product. So remember the mission. Number two, remember, you cannot appease everyone, so stop trying. There's always going to be people that are going to say, well, if you can only do it and that's probably what happened with them. Well, this is pretty cool, but it'd be nice if it had that feature. Okay, cool. They developed the feature. Well, it'd be nice if it did this, and that's probably what they did. They probably did that so many times, and all of a sudden, guess what? It's too expensive, right? So you're not going to appease everyone, so don't even try. Now, with that being said, sure, we can always look to improve things for sure. But just adding every little bells and whistle, that is a recipe for disaster, right? So that's number two. Number three, final, right? So get it to production. So create it, right? Be good with what you've done, and now get it on the road. Because here's the deal. God's not going to push a parked car. And if you are constantly just in mode of let's keep adding all these pieces to make it the best, it's now no longer on the road, and it's not going to be able to go and impact people, right? So get it to production and get it out there. Start taking ground, right? Start acquiring customers, and then you can start improving it by some of the proceeds that are coming in, right? But you need to get it from A to B because there's no power in A ever. You got to get it to B, right? Where the rubber meets the road, right? There's always going to be a better mousetrap. There's always going to be somebody that probably does it a little bit better. That's going to happen. But create the product that you believe that God's put in your heart and get it out there, and get it out there as soon as possible. That would be my encouragement to you. Don't become a story of, like I just shared, where you have the greatest product in the world, but it's not impacting anybody. Because if you have the greatest product in the world and you're not impacting anyone, what's the point? I would rather have a average product at best, but I'm impacting everybody, right? So be that guy. Don't be that guy. So hopefully that makes sense. Point 1, 2, and 3. I think those are very valuable points. I think they apply. Does it not just for software, but for anything. So take it to heart. Whatever God put in your heart, right? Get it from your heart to your feet. Get it out there. Get it on the road, and watch what He does. So until next time, I'm Coach Martin. Looking forward to chatting with you. Listen, and again, before we go out, if we can help you in any way, visit us on the web at CoachMartinShow.com. We'd love to be able to answer any questions you have. Drop us a feed, or if you'd like to be on one of our episodes, be sure to reach out. Until next time, I'm Coach Martin, and we are out of here.